Hey guys, this is Coyote. A lot of people have reached out to me and say, "Hey Coyote, how do you create the videos that you do and upload some of your content?" So glad you asked. First things first, you need to determine what kind of graphic card you have. On your keyboard, if you want to tap the Windows key and just start typing system information, pop this open. System information will give you a lot of information about your system, including the operating system, your processor, your BIOS, RAM, etc. But what we want to do here is open up the components, click on display, and you'll see your graphic card make and model. This video does cover the NVIDIA card series, so if you have a different video card, you may need to go to Google and search for the DVR software for your particular graphic card. Once you know that you have an NVIDIA card, you need to open up a browser, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, etc. Search for GeForce Experience. Hit that first link, most likely. It'll bring you to the GeForce Experience. I'll put this in the video as well for convenience sake. Hit that download link. It'll download. It's a fairly large file. Click it open, run it. Just default through, click, 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 click. Once the GeForce Experience is installed, it'll drop a shortcut onto your desktop. You could open it up. Once you open it the first time, it'll prompt you to link it to an account or create an account. And what it does is it just maintains a history of your games. But you don't necessarily need it to run the actual software. To get into the software, hold down Alt on your keyboard, tap Z as in zebra, and it opens up the GeForce Experience software. I'm currently recording, so I'm not going to modify these things, but if you do want to modify the settings, you need to first toggle this to off. Very important. That way it stops the software from actually with that configuration. Go into the settings button here. If you want to connect your account to your Facebook or Twitch, etc., this is how you were to do it. HUD layout means where the microphone and the recording icons are located. You're not able to actually see it in the video. It's actually in the lower left-hand corner like I have it configured, but you can pop it around. This is just an overlay, so it gives you a visual, um, just a visual alert that your recording or your microphone might be muted or something like that. It's quite convenient. The keyboard shortcuts, I highly recommend just keeping them as default per the software itself. The keyboard shortcuts that you primarily want to concern yourself would be the Alt F9. What this will do is actually record moving forward, meaning, hey, you're going into an event, you know that you want to save it. Before you start the event, hit your Alt F9 on the keyboard. Up in the upper right hand corner, it'll say recording started. If you wanted to, oh, and to stop that recording, likewise, Alt F9 will stop that recording, and you'll see in the upper right-hand corner, recording saved. If, let's say, you're in a situation and you encountered a player who was violating terms of service or was completely kind of an a-hole, Alt F10 is your friend. That will actually save the previous however many minutes that you have it configured. I had it configured to 20 minutes just because I was doing some content last night and I didn't want to do Alt F9 to trigger on and off. And you can change how many minutes the DVR is actually going to save. The recordings shows you the path of where the the videos will be saved. There's a temp path, but the video path is where the video itself is going to be dropped into. Because I'm recording, I'm not able to hit the ellipses to change that path, but if you wanted to change it, I change it to my D drive, to my data drive, so it doesn't gobble up space on my C drive. You can click here and change that path. Super easy. Broadcast, live, highlights, I don't use these. I'm not a streamer. I use a different video editor, so I don't use these things. Audio, I bump up to 100% on all. I was having some audio issues and I went out to the NVIDIA site and they recommended just bumping this up to 100%. I think it comes out of the box as 50% as default. Your microphone source, make sure that that's toggled on, so your voice can be recorded. Very important. What else? Where did I lose my... Okay, audio. Sorry about that. Video capture. This is kind of the meat and potatoes for your DVR. Like I said, I have my slider to 20 minutes. Default, I typically keep it on 5 or 10 minutes. This will provide enough content that if I encounter a situation where I need proof of that experience, it'll actually save it. I bump mine onto high because my video card can handle it. And then audio, video capture, notification, privacy controls, blah, blah, blah. You can explore those as you want. Click done. And then once you finish configuring things, be sure to toggle this to on. Sometimes if you're in game and people are like, hey, I can't hear you, and you've assured that when you go into your sound settings, things are configured correctly, your microphone's on, your headset's on. Sometimes this will get muted. This will inadvertently get muted. So if I were to toggle this to off, you couldn't hear me. But always make sure it's always on. Even if you use a push to talk through TeamSpeak or something like that, make this always on. That way you don't have any audio issues. And then same here while I'm recording. And then just X out here. So once again, if you hold down Alt on your keyboard, Z as in zebra, it gets you into the software to configure it. A friend of mine yesterday reached out to me and said, hey, Coyote, I've got GeForce Experience installed. The configurations look good. However, I'm running a dual monitor, and it's recording off of that other monitor, and that's not where my game is. It's actually my communication where my Discord is. How do I change that? So glad you asked. There's a program that comes installed with your NVIDIA card right out of the box. It's called the NVIDIA Control Panel. Tap the Windows key on your keyboard, or you can tap the Start menu, and you can start typing NVIDIA Control Panel, or right-click on your desktop. I have a shortcut for this video. Double-click it. It'll take just a moment or two to fetch. On the left-hand side, under Display, set up multiple displays. And then right now, the monitor that we're actually recording is my primary display number 2. If you wanted to change it to 1, just right-click and make primary. I'm not going to do it, but you could actually say Identify, and you can actually see, oh, this is number 2. So it's super, super easy. Once you apply that, just X out, done. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions that I could assist further, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for watching, and see you all out on the park.